celebrating Africa's rich cultural heritage.
Good day, welcome to Abntv News, newspaper review. Good day, my niece, my fellow viewers, listen to me at school. Welcome to Abntv newspaper review. Here with me I have the Tribune, Nigeria Tribune, and the Punch newspaper. Firstly, the Punch. Forest crisis threatening Mandela refinery, 5 billion naira daily crude input. 50th anniversary Punch photo exhibition begins well. Governors Elumelu Dangote make Tinubu economic advisory panel. Presidential police issues press warning as 65 groups pull out. PDC operators plan major sports mandatory deposit. Port terminal operator 500 illegal roads with drones. On its two-day nationwide Go. About 9 suspected cultists and some members of other gangs in separate raids on criminal hideouts on different parts of Abeokuta, the state capital. Punch Metro learned that the separate raids occur in Osun and Maisu areas of the state capital on Friday and Thursday, respectively. Only 9 suspected cultists swears in replacement for sacked local government chairman. Benue State Governor Reverend Frank Alia has sworn in replacements for the 3 local government caretaker chairmen who were recently sacked by the State House of Assembly. Reports report that the Assembly last Tuesday sacked the caretaker chairman of UCOM local government for alleged mismanagement of the local government internal generated revenue. Swearing in the replacement last Saturday, the Benue government charged them to transparent and work in the interest of their people, particularly given the tough economic situation in the country. Alia noted that the local government, being the third tier of government, was critical to the operation of its administration, saying it plays a major role in the provision of social service to the people. He said, "Your predecessors were disengaged because of their lack of commitment, lack of dedication, lack of responsibility and accountability and transparency. These are things we must never do. You must not have those elements. You must stay transparent, you must be reputable. People's lives are handed over to you in those local governments. You are supposed to protect them. You are not supposed to be the ones moving out there creating more chaos or more crises." Benue government swears in replacements for sacked local government chairmen. The full set of stories in page 7 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Edo Labour Party crisis deepens as third government candidate emerge. The crisis rocking the Labour Party in Edo State deepened on Sunday with the emergency of a United Kingdom-based legal practitioner as the party's third national governorship candidate. Ahead of the September 21, 2024 governorship election in Edo State, the Labour Party had on Friday conducted its primary. The Labour Party, under the leadership of Julius Abure as national chairman, produced a former president of the Nigeria Bar Association, Olumide Akpata, as the winner of the Labour Party governorship ticket. However, the leadership crisis rocking the Labour Party at the national level reared its head again, as the factional national chairman of the party, Namaji Akpapa, announced the conduct of the parallel governorship primary and named advisory as the Edo Labour Party governorship candidate, and Monday, Mao as his running mate. Edo Labour Party crisis deepened as third governor's candidate emerges. The full set of stories in page 8 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. ECOWAS Nigerian Northern Senate lifting of sanctions. The Northern Senate Forum has applauded the decision of the Economic Committee of West African States to lift the sanctions imposed on Niger Republic, Mali, and Burkina Faso following the takeover of the government in the three countries by the military. Also, Nigerians on Sunday welcomed the lifting of some of the sanctions, saying they hope for improved economic situation in their country. In response to the sanction, the advanced military jazzes in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali on January 2027 announced their withdrawal from ECOWAS, saying the regional bloc had derailed from the ideas of its founding fathers and Pan-Africanism. However, following the intervention of Nigeria's ex-military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, ECOWAS on Saturday, rising from its extraordinary session of the heads of state and government in Abuja, announced the lifting of the sanction. The president of ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Ama, said the decision was taken in the interest of unity and security in the African sub-region. On Sunday, Nigeria interviewed by AFP expressed their happiness over the development. ECOWAS, Nigeria's Northern Senate, saw lifting of sanction. The full details of this was in page 9 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Forest crisis threatening Modular refineries 25 billion naira daily crude input. Modular refineries in Nigeria are currently facing the threat of shutting down operations following their inability to access their foreign exchange for their purchase of crude oil. A commodity price in the United States dollars, Nigeria has 25 licensed modular refineries with a combined capacity of producing 200 barrels of crude oil daily. Although not all of the plants are currently operationally, it was gathered that functional ones were increasingly finding it difficult to purchase crude due to the worsening foreign exchange crisis in the country. Brent, the global benchmark for crude trade, at about 18 barrels on Sunday and had remained within their range for months. With an estimated capacity of 200,000, the modular refinery is full operational. We refine about 16 million of 20.14 billion if Thursday officially closing rate of $1,057 is used. Foreign crisis threatening modular refineries 25 billion naira daily crude input. The full details of this story is in page 21 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Hardship. Senator urged Tinubu to convene national stakeholders forum now. As the cost of living crisis worsens amid rising insecurity, the lawmaker representing Osun Central Senate Ajagunla Olubi Fadeyi has advised President Bola Tinubu to urgently convene a national stakeholders engagement forum that will provide lasting solutions to the biting challenges facing the country. Fadeyi commended the president for providing palliatives to Nigeria. However, wonder why the relief was not getting to the targeted beneficiaries. Speaking in a chat with The Punch, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Senator noted that as a lawmaker who is close to the people, the situation in the country has reached a level where leaders must come together and fix the problem. Responding to question on his assessment of the state of the nation since the inception of the new administration, further and the country, particularly as it relates to the physical planning of the land resources, he required the government's adherence to fundamental technical processes before the commencement of the construction of 3,112 housing units under the Renew Hope cities. According to Abntv, the submission of the development proposals for technical security, environmental impact assessment, and development permits is critical to avert the consequences of a poorly planned city. NITP decries poor town planning in new sites. The full details of this story is in page 25 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Lastly, with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. The NICA forecast improve economy. Nigeria's statutory body for the control, supervision, and regulation of the credit management profession, the National Institute of Credit Administration, has said that individual and business should brace up for a new economic dimension in the country. In a statement, the Chief Executive Officer of NICA, Professor Chris Osun, said the economy would develop faster as productivity increases in the country. Osun encouraged a new economic dimension that will promote credit availability to individuals and businesses to increase capacity for productivity in the economy. He said, in the new economic dimension, business should be driving strictly on credit. The new dispensation should promote buying and consumption that is going to be strictly credit driving with credit availability. NICA forecast improve economic. The full detail of this story is in page 27 of the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Before we come back to another edition of Nigeria Tribune newspaper, if you like to watch us live and direct, you can click on our on our website www.com.tv. On our social media, we have the Facebook, Abntv, Osun. On our Instagram, YouTube, we have the Abntv Nigeria. On our Instagram, we have the Abntv Osun. And on our lastly, on our Twitter, we have the Abntv Nigeria. If you like to watch us live and direct on our newspaper review, you can watch up and let us listen to what we have for you in our studio before we come back to another edition of this program of the Nigeria Tribune newspaper.
African Broadcasting Network. African Broadcasting Network. It's all about Africa. It's all about rich cultural heritage. ABN, we bring the best. African, it's Africa. Broadcasting Network. Broadcasting Network. African Broadcasting Network. Oh, entertainment, education. African Broadcasting Network. Oh yeah. Information, cultural value. African Broadcasting Network. ABN, celebrating Africa's rich cultural heritage.
Welcome back to another edition of this program. Now with me, the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. Article to Tinubu adapts Argentina economic recovery initiative to stabilize economy. Economic hardship NLC accused federal government of plans to attack peace realities. Economists discuss Nigeria problem profiling solutions. NBF Corp Labour Party forced INEC on integrity of 2023 elections. Tinubu set up economic advisory committee. Qatar Max Houston confined investment forum we all during Tinubu visit. Yahya Bello legacy in infrastructure as others was humiliating says NGE. Now the story in details. Economic hardship. Fanana Rice federal government says NLC TUC protest constitutional. Council for the Labour Movement in Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, has written to Attorney General of the Federation of the Ministers of Justice, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, assessing the constitutional of the mass relief fixed for tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. The nationwide rally to draw attention to the ex-circulating standard of living crisis in the country has pitched the Labour community represented by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and Trade Union Congress (TUC) against the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Fagbemi had written to Labour warning the attempt if the planned protest should go on. But Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria SAN, reputable Fagbemi, claimed in a contact letter dated February 2024, contesting that its clients were not in context of the proceeding before the National Industrial Court. He said it will be recalled that following the removal of the fuel subsidy by the President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023, the federal government commenced negotiations with the Nigeria Labour Congress (LC) and the Trade Union Congress as the subsidy removal policy had brought untold hardship to Nigerians. Economic hardship. Falana writes federal government says NLC TUC protest constitutionally. The full details of this story is in page 2 of the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. Federal government planning to attack our protest, NLC alleged. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has alleged that the federal government has perfectly planned to unleash violent attack on a scheduled protest against economic hardship in the country. A press statement signed by NLC President Comrade Joe Ajero alleged that one of the such group positions to attack its rally is Nigeria Civil Society Forum (NCSF). The statement read, "We want to inform Nigeria that the state has perfected plans to attack our peaceful rallies across the country. One of the groups being planned to attack our peaceful rally is by a nebulous name, Nigeria Civil Society Forum (NCSF). Federal government planning to attack our protest, NLC alleged. The full details of this story is in page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Sustain Academy Legacy Bishop Churches Ayedatiwa as Thanksgiving services. The Bishop of Owa Anglican Diocese Right Reverend Dr. Stephen Ayodeji Fagbemi has charged the governors of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, to continue with the legacies of the late Rotimi Akeredolu, saying his footprints remain etched in the history of the state. Fagbemi stated this in Owa during the Thanksgiving service in honor of the late governor held at the Cathedral Church of St. Andrew, Imala, Owo, on Sunday. He said, Akeredolu administration was characterized by monumental developmental strides with a focus on education, infrastructure, and rural development, among other areas. The bishop charged Governor Ayedatiwa to continue with the legacy and drive the state forward unprecedented development. The legacy expected to be delivered at the end of Akeredolu's 8 years must not be abandoned. Strive to continue with the good legacies of the late governors in the areas of security, infrastructure, development, and in taking care of the poor in the state. Sustain Akeredolu legacies, Bishop Churches Ayedatiwa as Thanksgiving services. The full details of the story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Northern senators commend Tinubu orders for lifting sanction on Niger Republic. The Northern Senator Forum has commended the Economic Committee of West African States, ECOWAS, for lifting economic sanction on Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Tua, at the weekend announced the suspension of the closures of the land and air border to Niger, a no-fly zone of all commercial flights. It has also suspended the freezing of all financial transactions between ECOWAS states and Niger, including transactions related to the blocked central banks and the unfreezing of all of Niger's assets of EBIDs. It also lifted the traveling bans on members of the military, juntans, and other families. The ECOWAS leaders had imposed the sanctions following the military coup last July in Niger Republic, which hosted a civilian president, Mohamed Bazoum. The military junta in Mali took over in August 2020, while their Burkina Faso counterparts struck in September 2022. Northern senators commanded Tinubu orders for lifting sanction on Nigeria Republic. The full details of this story is in page 4 of the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigeria Tribune newspaper. UBA reaffirmed commitment to spearhead economic growth through mining oil sector. African Global Bank United Bank for Africa UBA, PSC has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to spearhead economic growth across the continent through targeted policy aimed at maximizing the benefits deriving from the mining and sectors. To this end, the bank is poised to collaborate with the Economic Community of West African ECOWAS toward implementing strategic initiatives that will not only attract investment but also foster sustainable development into the mining and oil sectors. The Chief Executive Officer UBA Africa, Abiola Buhari, who spoke at the just concluded fourth ECOWAS Mining and Petroleum Forum, which was held at the Palace Days Congress in Cotonou, Benin Republic, said the bank recognized the pivotal role of the mining and oil sectors in shaping the economic landscape of African nations and is strategically positioned itself to be at the forefront of this transformation. UBA reaffirmed commitment to spearhead economic growth through mining oil sectors. The full details of this is in page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Trillion oversubscriptions. Higher stock rates are stored up oversubscription in the Nigeria's Treasury Bill NCB Primary Market Auction PMA to the tune of the 1.974 trillion. The oversubscription was across the three tunnels with the 364 days bill having the highest of 1.71 trillion. Eventually, the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN settled for 1.69 trillion. 29% lower than the total subscription. According to dealers, last week NCB PMA had a total subscription of 2.24 trillion naira against 265.50 billion offered across the standard maturities. An analysis observed that the higher sub rates offered at the previous auction set the strong subscription in the current auction. However, the stop rates for 91 days and 182 days declined by 74 basic points and 50 basic points to 17% and 17.50% respectively, while 364 days papers stay unchanged as 19%. Earlier, Nigerian one-year Treasury bill was oversubscribed by 300% during the PMA by the CBN on Wednesday. The NNCB PMA higher stop rate stepped up 1.1974 trillion over subscription. The full detail of this story is in page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We have the Emir of Katsina pledged Emirates support for the alternative bank. The Emir of Katsina, Dr. Abdul Mumin Usman, has eventually endorsed the alternative bank. The traditional ruler, during a recent courtesy visit by the bank management, welcomed the bank and pledged the unwavering support of the entire Emirates as the bank gears up to inaugurate a new branch in the heart of the state's capital. The endorsement marks a significant milestone for the alternative banks and is embarked on a new chapter in Katsina. Dr. Usman expressed confidence in the bank endeavor, setting the stage for the ominous relationship between the financial institution and the proud community is now of part. Emir of Katsina pledged Emirates support for the alternative bank. The full detail of this story is in page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Grant Commission admits new partner optimism on economic growth. Grant Thomson Nigeria is optimistic about the prospects for economic growth, entrepreneurial development and innovation in the mine market as it is prepared to provide air quality transaction advisory services with the addition of Mr. Tayo Adedokun as a new partner in the advisory service line. The implementation of the new economic policies brings with is the significant responsibility of addressing and retaining both domestic and foreign investments, which are critical for enhancing the country's economic stability and reputation. Dr. Ngozi, Managing Partners and CEO, highlighted the firm's commitment to providing transactional advisory services essentially for nurturing a resilient business environment in Nigeria and the African continent. She said, transactional advisory services play key roles in maintaining the integrity of business transactions in the country through the provision of comprehensive financial evaluation, risk assessment and compliance reviews, which leads to increased trust and confidence in the market. The Grand Samson admits new partners optimistic on economic growth. The full detail of this story is in page 19 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me, we have the 12 African startups to earn over 4 million worth benefits from Techstars. The 12 African startups selected from over 1,000 applicants for the Las Lagos Techstars Accelerator's second course are to receive benefits worth millions of dollars. Over the past 13 weeks, along with the 120 cents each investment, the 12 startups received comprehensive training and mentorship from leading industry experts in the form of workshops on go-to-market strategies, financial modeling, customer acquisition, investment vigilance, people and leadership, legal and governance and product management. Additionally, the select sets up gain access to more than 300 PECs, valued at over 4 million in savings, and will benefit from lifetime access to the Techstars worldwide network. These startups are 24 services based to us 8 medical. In a welcome address at the Techstars Demo Day, where the 12 founders present their ideas to investors and venture capitalists, Osun Soleba, Managing Director of Las Lagos Techstars Accelerator, noted that Techstars were committed to empowering entrepreneurs through accelerators, ventures funds, and networks of investors, corporates, and mentors across various cities. 12 African startups to earn over 4 million worth benefits from Techstars. The full story is in page 20 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Edo 2024, ignore Apapa letters to INEC on alternate candidacy, Labour Party tell Nigeria. The leadership of the Labour Party NP has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC to discard the list of candidates of the party for the September election in Edo State, forward by the factional leadership of the Labour Party. Some former members of the party, led by the comrade Lamadi Apapa, had written INEC to recognize Anderson and Monday Ojoro Wara as the gubernatorial and deputy governorship candidates of the party for the September elections. However, the Labour Party, through its National Publicity Secretary, Obiara, on Sunday, asked the INEC to ignore Apapa letters. The statements read Nigerians are sufficiently aware that the authors of the letters in circulations of the letter are fraudulent and distributes people seeking for recognition, and also unrelenting working towards obtaining by tricks from unsuspecting Nigeria, as they have done in recent elections. Edo 2024 ignores Apapa letters to INEC on alternate candidacy, Labour Party says Nigerian. The full story is in page 23 of the Nigerian Punch Tribune newspaper. Lastly, with me in the Nigeria Tribune newspaper, Northern senators commend Tinubu orders for lifting sanction on Niger Republic. The Northern Senate Forum has commended the Economic Committee of West African States, ECOWAS, for lifting economic sanction of Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Sorry, at the weekend announced the suspension of the closure of the land and air borders to Niger and no-fly zone of all commercial flights. The ECOWAS leaders had imposed the sanction following the military coup last July in Niger Republic, which ousted a civilian President Mohamed Bazoum, senator representing Kano South Senatorial District and spokesperson, Northern Territorial Sulaiman A. commended the ECOWAS leaders for lifting the sanctions. The lawmakers noted that the actions will go on a long way in alleviating the suffering of the people of Nigeria Republic, as well as assuring the restoration of stability and economic prosperity in our region. The statement read in part, today the National Senate Forum expressed its heartfelt appreciation and commendation to the exceptional leaders of the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS for their decisive action in lifting sanctions imposed on Niger Republic as a result of military takeover on 26 July 2023. Northern Senator recommends Tinubu orders for lifting sanctions on Niger Republic. That's what we have for you in our newspaper reviews. And if you like to watch us live or watch us live, you can like us on our website, on our social media, on Facebook. You can click on our Abntv, Osun, on our YouTube, Abntv Nigeria, on our Instagram. We have the Abntv also on our Twitter. We also have the Abntv Nigeria. You can like us and share us on our. Please subscribe to us if you like to watch us live and the rest. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. My name once again is Kenny Afolabi. Thanks.
ṣàánú mi kájọ bára wa pàdé kájọ rìnnà kóra wa. ojúmọ́ ire ló mọ́ mi lónìí o ojúmọ́ ire ni. ojúmọ́ ire ló mọ́ mi lónìí o ojúmọ́ ire ni. kí n rí jẹ kí n rí mu kí n rówó lò. ojúmọ́ ire ló mọ́ mi lónìí o ojúmọ́ ire ni. kí n rí jẹ kí n rí mu kí n rówó lò. ẹni ẹlẹ́ni níràgò fàdìyẹ ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ní dáṣọ fẹ́gígún ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ní dalẹ̀ sákìtọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣàánú mi kájọ bára wa pàdé kájọ rìnnà kóra wa.